Good morning and welcome to MasterChef. In today's economy, hiring the best people is more critical than ever before. Companies cannot afford to lose time, money, and productivity based on a bad hiring choice, especially when it comes to managers. Keeping that in mind, today's competition is a cook-off to see which team has what it takes in the kitchen. Contestants, on the table in front of you is a basket of goods and a recipe. In your teams, you need to go through these ingredients and come up with your best product, which will be your choice of manager. Okay teams, good luck and happy cooking.
According to Chapter 9 of this Human Resource Management book, the first part in the selection process is initial screening. As the old saying goes, many are called but very few are chosen. It is important, team, that we need to match the company's goals with the candidates' aspirations.
That's true, Mangi. Also importantly, we need to sort the CVs into the definite yes, the no's, and the maybes.
Team, screening process must be used to disqualify applicants only if it pertains to the job requirement as per the legislation.
So gentlemen, I think the first step is the initial screening.
Oh, initial screening. That's an easy one. I always say internal staff are the best to hire. They are people you know, easy to interact with and manage.
100%. If we have to choose an external candidate, and I believe seriously we have to go with a woman. They are easier to manage and more reliable.
Oh, I'm not sure about the easy to manage part.
Looks like Team A knows exactly what to do, whereas Team B seems to be falling behind. Let's see how they both do with application forms.
Mujela, please remind us what the application form is for.
By all means, application form gives us an opportunity to select the right candidate who meets the prescribed requirements in terms of qualification and experience. And besides, this can also be used to identify potential gaps in employment of the candidate and also to look at those vague reasons why they have left their previous employment.
Team, we should stick to asking relevant questions. Remember that we are hiring a manager, therefore we have to take this seriously.
I wonder how the other team is doing.
So now for the application forms.
I never understood the importance of application forms.
Yeah, look, they only use it to store some information of the applicant, and then later we can use that.
Team A is getting the point of making the selection process effective, but Team B is highlighting what can go wrong. Both teams need to remember what Donald Trump said about managers. Good people equal goods management, and good management equals good people. Save yourself time by getting the best you can. So now the kitchen is really heating up. Let's see how the teams feel about interviews.
The interview process requires good preparation.
I agree, Mujela. Hasty decisions in an interview should be an absolute no-no.
Yes, and the interviewer must have a good understanding of the job requirement and formulate behavioral and situational questions based on that.
True, but remember, that does not mean we should be afraid to ask questions if we see any discrepancies in the CVs or their application forms.
We must be open to those candidates who meet the requirements, however, with less working experience. In this instance, we can apply Bill Gates' code of ADK, that of attracting, developing, and keeping the right candidate.
Well, here's the fun part, interviews.
I think you will know in the first few minutes whether you like a guy or not. I prefer asking tough questions, and if they answer well, then I'm impressed.
Team A is being effective, but Team B's ingredients seem to be sticking to the pan. Both teams must match skills in order to be effective.
Different written tests conducted are aptitude, intelligence, reasoning, and personality tests, along with a work sampling which objectively assesses the potential candidate.
I'm a firm believer of work sample tests as they are a good measure of performance in an actual job environment.
Psychometric test, although is expensive, guys, it must be performed when hiring a manager. Do we agree, guys?
Fully agree.
I don't see the real value of psychometric testing. It is just too expensive, and I do not believe that you can test somebody's behavior by doing this.
Yes, true. You can't judge an individual's ability by asking them behavioral questions. Yes, I agree.
Testing candidates are fit for purpose. Some are more effective than others, as the table shows. Team A is really choosing correctly in this instance, and I really have a good feeling about them.
Reference checks are done to verify the factual information. Thereafter, you uncover the damaging background information and you confirm their education. After that, you have to verify or confirm or you check criminal record of the candidate.
It's also important to call the candidate's organization twice just to verify and confirm if the individual indeed worked there.
Letters of recommendation must not be relied upon as they can be falsified.
That's very true.
Reference checks.
Yeah, as long as the candidate has graduated from a reputable academic institution and has good references, they can be trusted to be competent.
Tried and tested.
Team B is taking the candidate's information as factual and not following up. They will not realize if they are being lied to until it is too late and will cost the company money to replace the manager, risk of legal consequences, and also will have to motivate staff after their choice backfires.
Tim, unlike the other steps, this is not part of all the selection process.
Medical checks must be done only if it can directly determine whether the applicant will be able to perform the job.
Correct. If this is done appropriately, it can actually reduce absenteeism and accidents by identifying health problems.
Yes.
Must we really do medical checks?
Is it important anyway? You can see whether the applicant is healthy or not.
A total waste of time, I said.
Team B could hire a manager who turns out to be sick and cannot perform their job. This will lead to a drop in productivity and an increase in further hiring costs.
Great. We have finally gone through the entire selection process. We have followed the best practice and I believe we have selected the best candidate for this position.
It's very important that we inform the candidates by means of a call and a written offer of employment.
To make an appointment effective, we must be flexible about the time for the candidate has to accept an offer.
Okay team, here we come to the final phase.
Successful candidates can be notified during the interview. We can do that verbally and we can just do the formalities later.
Welcome back and well done on the cooking, guys. We have been with you on this journey of your selection process. Gallup once said, employees leave managers and not companies. This shows you how important the hiring decision really is. Team A has proven that they have what it takes in the kitchen. Yes, Team A are our winners for today. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
So how did Team A actually win? Let's have a look. Team A used structured interviews, used appropriate application forms, and did the necessary checks to get their manager. Team B, on the other hand, used unstructured and even made illegal choices in interviews. They ignored medical checks, which turned out to be quite critical. So well done, Team A. In conclusion, you have two choices. You've got the part taken by Team A and the part taken by Team B. Which path will you take for your organization? The choice is yours.